Hi, I'm Morgan.
And I'm Jake, and this is
Neverland Navigation Radio.
where we
Yeah, I don't know.
get thankful.
Yeah, we count our blessings.
Oh, see, Morgan should have done it this time. Should have good one. Count our blessings. That's
It's
good.
that I take too long and you do these on the fly.
Not this time.
Sometimes.
Not all the time. Not reliably. But yeah, that's good. We count our blessings. It's like vaguely Thanksgiving time.
Yeah. This is, it's the right era.
Mm-hmm. At the time of recording, it's just before Halloween. So surely by the time we post this, we'll be feeling thankful.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're gonna kick that off now.
Well, we're always thankful.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is gonna be like maybe a tradition for us.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
And what will be? What are we doing?
Doing a things we're thankful for episode that focuses on like kind of newer things or new to us. A few of mine aren't new to Disney World, but they're new to me. So
sure. Yeah, like stuff within the past whatever.
Yeah.
Year or so that we like have grown fond of.
Last year our big one was that Bob Iger was back.
Right.
That was like that's how we decided we needed a thankful Thanksgiving themed episode.
Right.
And
let me ask you this, are you still thankful Bob Iger is back?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say for the most part, I'm more thankful that Bob Iger is back than I would be thankful to have Bob Chapek still running things.
Well, yeah.
So I'll take it as a win.
Okay.
You're
just not as stoked as you were last year. Is that what you're saying?
I have to say, I guess I'm not. There are just some things that, although I will say there are some things that also have given me hope, and some of them I'll get into in the list.
Yeah, he couldn't jump in and like change everything
overnight.
Right.
And I think I did have some misplaced expectations because we had gone from what I perceived to be a decent run with problems here or there into like, oh gosh, the company's on fire.
I know.
We were at the lowest low.
Yeah.
So I felt like we were going to rocket right back up to like, everything's
I don't
cool.
feel like the company's on fire anymore.
I don't feel like the company's on fire. I don't feel like most of the company is on fire. Disney Plus is a little bit on fire.
Yeah.
But there are things that are not on fire.
Yeah.
The Disney Wish is doing great.
Yeah. Oh, Disney Cruise Line is like at 98% capacity all the time.
Yeah.
So they're doing great.
There are some things that they've announced or have rolled out theme park wise that I'm also
I think the theme parks in general are doing well.
They're definitely adding a bunch of rides, which is what people
and putting money into the park. Yeah.
And they just announced another big investment of money into the park.
Yeah. And I mean the Disney Plus thing, it's too bad. I like Disney Plus. I have Disney Plus. We watch all of the new like Marvel stuff that comes out.
Right.
I liked the little, what was it that just came out? Did you watch it? Where
Once Upon a Studio?
Yes.
Wasn't that great?
Yes. Is that not on your list? I was going to put it on my list and then I forgot. And now
I did all park stuff.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Okay.
I guess I could have done whatever Disney.
This can be an honorable mention because it was so cute.
Yeah. Honestly, I thought it was the perfect amount of time. It was pretty short.
Yeah.
It felt like a DVD bonus feature or something from back in the day.
Right.
But
Except for a ton of time and effort. I would imagine.
Yeah. And recreating people's voices and getting people assembled from all these different properties to reprise their roles to do it. I loved the idea of you're in the animation studios and the drawings come to life. It feels so classic Disney.
And I love how they had new stuff and old stuff and stuff in between and stuff that isn't necessarily like top billing. You know what I mean?
Right. Deep cuts.
And some stuff looked 2D and some stuff looked, computer animated.
I didn't know, how that would end up mixing all that stuff. But I thought it really served a purpose to highlight all the different forms of artistry that happen in the Disney movies. I thought it was beautiful.
Yeah. So I like Disney Plus. I really, when you think about it, it made sense for them to do it.
Yeah.
So I'm really surprised it didn't work.
Disney Plus?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think their new content, I think their like original Disney Plus content I don't think has been enough to keep people holding on.
And it's costing a lot.
Yeah, and
it's
they're
costing them a lot.
raising the price all the time.
Yeah.
Which is, tough for people who cut the cord, so to speak, so that they could, watch the things that they're actually going to watch. But then when the price keeps going up and now you're reaching cable prices with all your different subscriptions.
It's true.
It's a thing. It's a thing.
Yeah. And honestly been something that we've talked about in my household recently. Like, because not just them are going up, everybody's going up.
Yeah.
Like
how do we wrangle this?
I feel like my Netflix bill was over double what it used to be. And then Hulu went up and then this went up and it was like a lot. And it was like, oh, we're back. Now we're at like having $100 cable bill again.
Yeah, it's approaching that fatigue.
But then I got an email the other day saying that you could bundle Disney Plus and Hulu and ESPN. And I was like,
bundle.
Yeah. And I was like, hey, this bundle is cheaper than what I'm paying for just Hulu right now. So I think I'm going to switch.
Yeah.
So I did. I don't know if that helps them.
Right. Who could say? Well, it definitely helps them that you're subscribed to something.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm subscribed to all of it now, but I'm actually paying less than I was to just Hulu. But we probably would have wound up canceling that.
I would be happy to pay for Disney Plus if they put it in all the resorts. If they put it in the I'll meet you halfway, Disney. You put Disney Plus in all the resort hotel rooms when you're staying
It
on
is
property,
weird that they're not there.
And I will personally pay for Disney Plus.
Okay, you're funny.
No, I'm just...
you have it?
Yeah, I do. Because season 2 of Behind the Attractions was enough to keep me.
Yeah.
Because I think that show, I love the art style, I love the interviews, I love the history, I love everything about that show.
Yeah.
So when I heard that it was coming back and they were doing new rides, I was like, well, I guess I'll...
Yeah. And if you want any chance of keeping up with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, you kind of have to have it.
I have no chance.
You have no chance.
And I've had no chance for years.
Yeah. I'm keeping up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, honestly,
I've fallen behind on the Star Wars stuff. Even though I love Star Wars.
Yeah, we've tried a bunch of the different Star Wars stuff. Some of it we've liked a lot. Like The Mandalorian, obviously I think was one of the more popular outcomes of Disney Plus, and I thought it was great. I really enjoyed it. For someone who's not a massive Star Wars fan, but is willing to be entertained by the franchise, I thought it was really nice. Obi-Wan kept my attention a little less.
Oh, I liked Obi-Wan.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was the child actor.
Oh, you didn't like her?
Sometimes I have problems with child actors.
I thought she was so cute.
They make things hard to watch for me sometimes. Because we used to teach acting to children. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that has a direct correlation or not, but maybe something about it just makes me a little stressed out. Have you eaten today? Everything good with you, child actor?
Yeah, getting them to wash their hands was a whole thing.
Yeah, that's. Yeah.
Anyway, so
we're obviously thankful for Disney Plus.
Yeah, but so you feel like Disney Plus is on fire, but everything else is okay. But
I wouldn't say everything else is okay, but it's better than it was.
Well, I just feel like when Chapek was in charge, things were all like everything seemed like it was going down.
It's true. Everything felt like it was a disaster.
Yeah.
I don't feel like everything is a disaster anymore.
And he wasn't projecting hope.
Yeah. You're right. It was very doom and gloom.
Yeah. So I am
bad news.
I am still thankful for Iger.
Me too. He didn't make my list this year, but
yeah, well,
in the bottom of my heart, there is a part of me that is very grateful we don't have Bob Chapek. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I'll take that. Anyway.
The villains make the heroes shine brighter, right?
Yeah. I think so. Contrast. Do we want to start on the list?
Sure. I have a feeling we are going to like bounce all around. Yeah. So go with us on this journey. You want to just throw something out there?
Yeah, my first one is a really weird combo of different things.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
I can't stay true to form ever. But this one is a combo of I'm grateful Muppet Vision 3D is surviving another year, and the yin to the yang of that is that I'm glad It's Tough to Be a Bug is being exterminated.
Oh, yes. I didn't put that on my list, but I should have. I'm glad that we're getting something hopefully much better.
In the world of 3D shows, for Muppet Vision 3D to survive and for It's Tough to Be a Bug to go away is my dream scenario.
To add on to that, I think that the Muppets are getting more love this year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, last year when
Just little
Muppet
things.
Haunted Mansion came out,
Yeah.
they did like a Muppet Haunted Mansion pre-show for Muppet Vision 3D, and I thought that was a cute little touch. And they recently updated the projection technology for a certain effect in that show, which was really heartwarming for those of you who are Muppet Vision 3D fans. It's the scene where Waldo explodes into 1,000 little Waldos, and he says, "I could be my own football team." They added a new projection effect that makes the millions of little hymns, the thousands of little Waldos flying all around the theater. It makes it look a little more convincing. So they invested some technology into Muppet Vision 3D, which is so heartening.
I didn't know that. That's
It's
not even
very
what I was
recent.
talking about. I just mean like you seem to see Muppets a little bit more.
Oh.
You know, like they're putting a Muppet, I don't even know what because it's new and we haven't done it yet, but we're going to into the Jollywood Christmas party.
A show, I think.
Yeah, a show. So it's like I've been worried for years, and so has everybody else.
Right.
I mean,
Muppet fans.
Yeah, they were going to make a quiet exit from Disney World, and it seems like no.
Right, and I'm so hey.
They're in a really weird spot in Hollywood Studios.
Yeah, a little slice of the park that is totally surrounded by Star Wars now.
They have survived.
Yeah, they're hanging on. I love the Muppets. It's tough to be a bug being replaced by Zootopia. I'm just grateful for the announcement that they're taking a look at that space and saying, how could we update this to be something more popular?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
That it's not just us that doesn't like it, and I'm sorry if you like it, but the line's always like nothing.
Yeah.
So it's not just us.
No.
So for them to put some love into that area, into that like prime spot, it would be like if they had an attraction at the castle that was doing terribly.
Right.
You know what I mean? Okay.
It is like that.
Yeah.
It really is like that.
You should be the #1 attraction in all of this park because you're in the castle, basically. Yeah, I'm very grateful for that too.
Yeah, I also just feel like when you've got a property in the icon of your park that is so deeply a barely remembered movie from the 90s at this point, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like it's at the forefront of pop culture either.
Right.
It's not like everyone's talking about It's Tough to Be a Bug. So I think...
But it also didn't make, like, the classics list. That's kind of
that too.
Right?
That
you know
too.
What I mean?
Yeah, it's not like a Disney favorite.
We looked up and found out this was mid-90s, right? Is that what you just said?
Mm-hmm.
So, about the same time as a lot of other things that have become classics.
Yeah.
Like Aladdin, you know what I mean?
Yeah, big...
Lion King, same basic time.
Yeah. So I'm glad that they're reevaluating what goes there.
Yeah. Yes, me too. In the same vein, do you have anything else from that area?
Of Animal Kingdom?
Yeah. Huh?
No.
You guys, we tried to go see the Nemo show the other day because this didn't make my list because we haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
We tried. It's been changed this past year. Cut in half.
So, close to that, at least.
So we don't really know. We know it's been cut. We don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah,
we'll let you know.
I saw that they updated the set and stuff. So
we were 10 minutes late to the last show.
Yeah, we just missed it. It was kind of a bummer.
It was a bummer.
We'll see it. We'll let you know what we think.
But so my other one, and this is why I'm asking, is the Indiana Jones and doing something with Dino Land. It's hard because it's partially bad because we don't want to lose Dinosaur.
My stance on the news of Dinosaur going away and whether or not I'm grateful for Indiana Jones replacing it, I think I am in a place of cautious optimism.
Yeah. Did you know they have another Indiana Jones ride in Disney Paris?
No. Is it the same?
No.
It's a totally different
one.
one.
Yeah. I just found that out.
Do you know what kind of ride
we specialize in Walt Disney World, so I'm not super, and neither of us have been to Disney Paris yet. One day.
Yeah.
It's like...
Hasn't your husband?
No, he went to it when it was Euro Disney, but when he was a child. So does that count? Kind of, yes. I mean, God, I wish I would have gone.
He set foot in the park.
Yeah. So he doesn't know is not the one that told me about this ride, but it's an outdoor some sort of
really outdoor.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's not the same. It's not the same.
That's interesting.
Gosh, now I can't remember. Bailey was reading it to us the other day.
It's not like the same kind of thing where you get into like
no.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was another Indiana Jones ride. That's cool.
Yeah. So that makes me think, oh, maybe they're going to do something totally different.
I think they'll at least have to like do a little story tweaking from the last one. It's not going to surprise me if a lot of it is the same.
Really?
Because it's exactly the same ride
I know.
track. And the exact
I think the story needs to be different.
Yeah, I think that's what they'll do. You know what I mean? Like keep all the mechanics vaguely the same, but make some story changes to make it original.
Yeah. Well, I hope so.
I hope that's what they do.
So really what my grateful part of all of this is, although I am excited for the Indiana Jones, I'm excited to see what they do.
Yeah.
Although I'm sad about dinosaurs, so I don't even know. But is when we walk by what used to be Primeval World, we're always like, wah, wah.
Devastating.
It's just like, it is concrete, you guys. It's
terrible. Now it's actually a parking lot back there. It doesn't just look like a parking lot. Now it actually is a parking lot.
Yeah, so I'm excited for them to do anything with that. Yeah. I really shouldn't say that because...
No, I'm thankful that they're not going to let it sit and rot.
Yeah.
Because they very well could.
Yeah.
They are currently with several things.
It looks bad. I hate to say this, but like, you know how there are buildings in EPCOT that were like, stuff used to be there.
Wonders
but at least
of life.
there's still like the building. This slab of concrete looks sad.
It's Six Flags.
It
level,
is, yeah.
It's that kind of feeling where just it feels like nobody cared to like make it look nice over there.
I know. Even something temporary would have been cool.
Yeah.
You know, because like stuff like
put a little theater.
Stuff like
back
Mickey's Birthday Land back in the 80s was temporary.
Right.
But like very cool, so cool that they kept it for way more years than they planned to originally.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look up what it is, but I can't. I've got no service. Maybe you can look it up.
Sorry, what is it?
I was just trying to explain what the Indiana Jones ride in Paris is for our listeners.
Okay.
While you look that up, I did kind of just go. So do you want me to go again?
Yeah.
Okay. Should I try to find something that is related? There's not really.
Yeah, I'm happy to jump around.
All right, let's jump around. I am super thankful for the expansion of Disney Cruise Line.
Yeah.
So I feel like it was just a long time in between new boats, you know?
I agree. I was surprised there weren't more new vessels coming out.
Yeah.
It felt like a minute between what was the last one before we got the Wish?
The Fantasy and the Dream came out of their sister ships. So They might have been a year apart, but they were the same. And that was, I think, I want to say 2010.
Right.
But I can't look it up.
But definitely around then. So it was a minute. It was a long time coming. So
yeah,
I was glad that...
and now it's going to be like boom, 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 boom.
It looks
you know
like
what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's not just that we're getting the Wish and then the Wish's sister ship. We're also then getting the Adventure, which will be this ginormous ship.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited that they're putting a lot of money and effort into Disney Cruise Line because it's my new happy place.
Yeah. I think the people it's a good time to be a DCL fan.
Yes.
If you're a person who is a fan of Disney Cruise Lines, I think this is really like a renaissance for them.
Yes,
where they're really booming and really honing what it is about the experience that makes it so likable and memorable.
Right. And they really seem to be listening to the like guest comments about the other ships and making improvements and honing in on the things that people like. And I just think it's great.
Yeah, we are always talking about how we wish that Disney parks would kind of take a little bit of a cue from Disney Cruise Line and the way that they're so attentive to the guest experience and trying to consider all the different feedback, the facets of what a guest goes through in a day. It feels like they're really taking all of that into account and making changes in Disney Cruise Line that I think everyone can agree that it would be like awesome to see in all areas of the company.
Yeah.
It's inspiring that they can do it.
Yeah. So the Disney Dream and Disney Fantasy came out in 2011 and 2012. Oh, right. So yeah, it's been a minute. Yeah, over 10 years. So
cool.
Or about 10 years because the Wish came out last year.
Right.
And I mean, I just went on the Wish. It was a fantastic experience.
Listen to our episode.
Yeah.
A Disney cruise wish come true, I think was the title. Something like that. Yeah, and you can hear all about Morgan's experience. We did a 2-part episode.
Yeah.
That was kind of a deep dive into the Disney Wish, and I thought it was, as someone who didn't even get to go on the vessel, I thought it was really interesting because it showed you more when Morgan was describing it. I feel like you were really painting a picture of how this was different from the other boats.
Yeah.
And that was exciting to me.
Yeah. I like that they're not all carbon copy. They're like making good changes.
Right.
Did
it's
you
like
find
going to the different theme parks. No, I'm not getting any. Your internet's not working for me.
Okay, so I switched to a different one, and so it's called Indiana Jones and the Temple of Peril.
Oh.
And
Disneyland Peril.
It's
it's
in
a coaster.
Adventureland. It's a roller coaster. Yeah.
Cool.
Oh yeah, and kind of has Thunder Mountain vibes.
Yeah, outdoor roller coaster through temple ruins, monuments, vibes.
So
cool,
interesting because I kind of thought in
They'll
my
put
head
that at where Primeval World was.
Yes. Yes.
That would be cool. It looks awesome.
It looks like a maybe better version of Thunder.
It looks like a family coaster though. It doesn't look too intense. So you guys,
that's really what they do.
Google it. Yeah, some of them are a little, like Rock and Roller Coaster, I don't know that I would describe as a family coaster, but it is the exception to the rule.
Yeah.
Most of the time, Disney coasters are pretty chill vibes. Speaking of Disney coasters, this year we got Tron Light Cycle Run.
Oh, did that make your list?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I avoided watching ride-throughs of it and stuff, so I didn't come in with high expectations. I don't think it's my favorite ride on the planet, and I don't think it reaches the like technological groundbreaking level that something like Rise of the Resistance or Guardians of the Galaxy reaches. But I do think that it's a welcome addition to Magic Kingdom, which I think definitely needs more rides and more like things for adults and teenagers to do. I think that's always good for Magic Kingdom. Mm-hmm. So in those ways, I'm glad that there's something over in Tomorrowland to be the new Space Mountain and get people excited for a roller coaster in Disney World.
Yeah, it's certainly different.
Yeah. It is. Yeah.
And having something else is nice over there. Yeah.
Variety is good. And they didn't knock anything down to build it. They just shortened the speedway, which they should have just gotten rid of, to be honest. But for them to just shorten the track of that a little bit and close down the railroad for 5 years or 10 years or however long it was.
But it's back 10 years.
Felt like it. So ultimately I am grateful that we didn't lose anything to get a new roller coaster. That's
always
cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Always
Hey,
nice.
I like it when they respect, keeping things open and not closing them unless absolutely necessary. I think that's a good philosophy to have.
Yeah. I like Tron. I just don't love it. Like, it's not my favorite, but
yeah, I agree with that. It's also not my favorite, but I do like it.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah.
Thankful for it.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm also thankful the construction period of it is over.
Yes. That for sure.
Yeah.
And I mean, even if you didn't like it, it's taking so many people, and putting them over there, and
it's helping you.
Yeah, it's helping you because it makes the lines to other things not as bad.
Yeah, whether you know it or not,
whether you realize it,
you are grateful for Tron.
Yeah,
whether
exactly.
you know it or not.
Let's see. Well, speaking of Tron, our newest roller coaster, on my thankful list, I am thankful that we still have a virtual queue for Guardians of the Galaxy.
I knew this was going to be on your list. I was like, well, Guardians didn't open this year, so I can't put it on my list, but I know Morgan's going to put, she's grateful the virtual queue.
So grateful. And it's something I mention all the time, which is why he knows. Like, every week I'm like, well, let's do Guardians because the virtual queue is going to go away soon.
Hey, Morgan, weren't you at EPCOT the other day?
Yeah.
And what did you do?
Guardians and dinner. That's it.
What a great day.
Yeah.
Where'd you eat?
Via Napoli.
And how did you enjoy it?
It was amazing.
I would say It's in my top 5 Disney restaurants.
Oh, wow.
I just love the kind of like, it's casual in its vibe, but it's beautiful in there.
But it's sit down. I mean, it's not, yeah.
Right. And the food is really good, and it's reasonably priced, and you feel like
It can be reasonably priced.
Right. I'm sorry.
You have to make choices.
It's big portions, so if you split pizzas, then you can...
Right. They've got a half-meter pizza that easily would feed 4 people, and it's like, if you just get the margarita version, then it's less than $50.
Yeah, and you can split it, and it's lovely.
Yeah.
So if you do that, and which I think
oh my
people
gosh,
do,
it's so good,
and it's really good pizza.
The crust is so good. I was really glad that we decided to go there.
But it's crisp.
Yeah.
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 It turned out good for you guys.
Yeah.
It's always good.
Yeah. It's good. It's a good choice.
Anyway, that's a good day
doing
that and doing Guardians. Well, you were in Epcot, you did something, so I figured we should talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah, so Guardians having the virtual queue. I love the virtual queue system. It's kind of like a fast pass.
I have to tell you, I don't love what they're doing over at Tron. They got me real comfortable where you could be a couple minutes late to the Guardians thing, and they'll usually be okay. They are not playing games over at the Tron Light Cycle Run. If you are late, you are not getting in.
They're really cool at the Guardians one. Yeah, like you get the virtual queue, and then you've got to show up whenever your time is. Well, we live in Tampa, so if I get a 9:00 time, that's not going to happen because we don't live that close. We've got an hour-and-a-half drive. I have to pick up Jake. It's a thing.
It's a thing. Logistics, you understand.
So they're okay if you come a few hours late. You know what I mean?
Which, and I don't mind if it's one way or the other. If it's strict, then it has to be for you to keep the ride moving operationally.
I don't get that.
I don't get it either, but I also don't work in operations, so you know what I mean? Like, if they have a legitimate reason for having to keep it strict, I'm willing to abide by the rules. But what they shouldn't do is set a precedent for it to be lax. And then for the next one, for it to be strict, because then I don't know what the rules are anymore.
The issue is they let you book a virtual queue from anywhere. Mm-hmm. So you could book a virtual queue. We can book one from Tampa. You could book one from Maine.
Right.
And I don't understand how they expect you to get there.
I don't think they don't expect everyone to.
But with Tron, it's like they do.
They certainly act like it.
Yeah. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
If they made you be in the park to book it like they used to, then okay, that makes sense.
That's how it was.
You're
for
in
Rise.
The park, so yeah, exactly.
For Rise of the Resistance, I was fine.
If I have to be scanned into the park to book it, and then you want me here within an hour window, yes, there's
because then you get the impression that okay, I need to be on this. I need to be. When I didn't really realize that Tron was going to be that way, and then it didn't happen for me, it was pretty disappointing.
Yeah. Right.
To get turned away hardcore.
Yeah.
And I bet that happens.
And it's not like you can try to get a virtual queue that's later in the day. You have to just get it when you get it and take what you take.
Yeah.
So
and things like this are why people say that the virtual queue is actually a pretty frustrating experience.
Right.
Luckily for us, the virtual queue has actually been really nice. For the most part.
Well, with Guardians, it's great because they don't mind if you're late.
Right. Yeah. I hope they keep it forever. That ride should always be virtual queue.
Yeah. It's like the old school free fast pass to me.
It is like that.
I wish they had one for each park.
It's the only thing like that. They should have one for each park.
Yeah.
Why did they take Rise of the Resistance off of virtual?
I don't know. If they had one for each park, I feel like everybody'd be happier. Everybody get to do what they wanted to do. Especially since it's not your only option.
Right.
It's not like if you don't get up at 7 or you get up at 7 and you miss it, it used to be that you were just screwed then you don't get to do it. But now there's a 1 o'clock option. You could pay for a lightning lane. Mm-hmm. And then in some cases, you can just stand in line.
Right.
So if you've got other options, why not? Why not offer it?
It's definitely convenient for the people.
I wouldn't even mind if they rotated it between different rides. Like, always have one in each park. But today it's Guardians and tomorrow it's Frozen and the next day it's Remy. And that way, you know what I mean? I just feel like
I'd be happy. I would love for every park to have a virtual queue.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was that way for, it was never quite that way, but it was getting that way where it seemed like that was going to be the trend, where Hollywood Studios would have Rise, Epcot would have Guardians, Magic would have Tron, and then, I don't know, whatever's coming to Animal Kingdom. Indiana
Well,
Jones.
yeah, but it was Flight of Passage.
Oh, Flight of Passage.
Yeah, and now those things have individual lightning lanes.
Exactly, and
yeah,
they're
I
just
know.
charging you for the same experience.
Yeah, exactly.
Oop.
Okay.
Well, I have good news from Epcot.
All right.
Soarin' over California.
That's on mine too.
It's something I'm grateful for.
Amazing thing that we got to experience.
So unexpected.
Yeah, I love having the opportunity to experience something that we basically just thought was gone.
Yep. Who would have thought that they were going to just pull it out of their pocket again?
Yeah. It would be like if they're like, hey, for this month, you can go on Horizons again.
Can I tell you guys an anecdote? I don't think I told this on the podcast. I read one time, my anecdote is that I read something. I read
Good
one
job.
time, thank you. I know how to read. Is that when they used to give private tours at Walt Disney World and people would go on the Soarin' over California ride when there's the transition where that guy hits a golf ball.
I do think you said this.
Did I say this on the podcast?
Yeah, but go ahead.
Okay, sorry.
Just in case I'm wrong.
The tour guide would like pull a golf ball out of their pocket and make it seem like they caught the golf ball and give it to one of the guests on the tour. And I always thought that was so cute. So I think about that every time I ride.
You know he's going to do this to somebody.
Oh yeah, I thought about doing it for Morgan.
Oh, that would have been cool.
There. That would have been fun. But I didn't remember, so
Yeah, it'd be a whole thing. You'd have to get a golf ball and then bring it in.
Yeah, I'm sure I could figure out the getting a golf ball part.
True. You'd have to remember. You'd have to remember a bunch of stuff.
Remembering it to do anything would be the hard part.
Yeah, we actually liked Soarin' over California as much, if not better, than the new one. So getting to do it again was amazing.
It's wonderful. All the scents are also so nostalgic. All those smells that they pump in.
Yeah.
It just takes me having an experience be exactly the same way as it was when you were a kid and you haven't done it since you were a kid. It's a really weird, like different kind of magic where you are just right back there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Okay. I have another EPCOT mention.
Woo!
And it's just that I'm grateful that we've got light at the end of the tunnel for the whole EPCOT redo.
If I were to have a numbered list, this would be my number one.
Yeah?
I'm just so grateful that something is open over there.
Yeah.
Journey of Water.
Yeah.
I think it's a cute and lovely walkthrough attraction, and it is just like you said, it's the beginning of the end.
It's the beginning of the end.
For all that terrible
Finally.
Epcot. Like they're saying Communicore Hall, the new building, and all of that is opening in December.
That's what they say.
Which
That's
is
so soon.
So I refuse to get my hopes up because
don't. Yeah.
Because if they delay it, I need to be emotionally ready because the park has been behind a wall for so long.
Yeah.
We've been so desperate for it to be over. We're going to cry.
Yeah. When we were there the other day, we're walking by somebody and they said, I overheard them say, I really think Epcot's the prettiest park. And I'm like, yeah, but not now.
Look around.
We're next to a wall. I mean, I agree, but I don't.
I think
it could be.
The view of World Showcase when you first step out there and you see the lagoon is so beautiful.
Yeah.
The futuristic architecture of Future World was always so amazing. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited for Epcot to be beautiful again.
If you haven't been there while they've been doing this, these giant walls have been encapsulating the whole middle of Future World, and it's just an eyesore.
Well, if you've been in the past 5 years or however long it's been. No, but you're right. The construction walls being up has detracted so much from the aesthetic end of things. I'm so glad for it to be being resolved.
Yeah, me too.
Whew.
I can't wait for it to look like a normal park.
Me too. And not like a construction zone. I will also say, in the vein of things coming back, Happily Ever After's return obviously was a landmark thing for me this year. I was so glad to see that come back as the fireworks show in Magic Kingdom. I didn't expect it because it went away for Disney Enchantment, and Enchantment was the new show, and then they updated Enchantment. So I thought they were really invested in keeping Enchantment going for as long as they could keep it going. So,
yeah, taking backward steps is not something that we could predict
and they did it twice.
Soarin'
over California and Happily Ever After. Mm-hmm. But I think in both cases, the guest feedback...
And a little bit in Illuminations, because we went back to the...
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, go on.
Yeah, now we're back in the interim show,
Yeah.
EPCOT Forever, because they are done with Harmonious.
Yes.
Yeah, it is that way because but in both cases, I would say that they're both positive changes because the guest feedback was that the previous iteration might have been equal, if not better,
Yeah.
in both cases. So,
But it's surprising because it's also admitting that you were wrong.
Yeah. And
although that's not what happened with Soren. This is just
fan
I don't think
throwback.
I don't think that people were upset about new Soren, which isn't new. It's been out for...
I'm surprised they didn't put a cardboard photo op in front of Soren where you're sitting in the glider in front of an orange grove with the logo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it feels like that kind of thing. It feels like it's for fans to have a memorable
unless
experience.
You're right and it's so that they can change it.
Oh, then it's logistical.
That's his guess on why.
So they can update it.
So they can update it. And after you said that, I was like, oh, that's it.
I shouldn't have told you.
No.
Because if they don't, it's gonna suck.
Well, that's possible. Well, we're used to getting our hopes up and then.
No. I'm sure whatever the case will be,
it's got to be something.
But
even if it is just a fan throwback situation,
then we're grateful.
Then I'm grateful, yeah, because I wish we could do more things that we can't do anymore. And most of the time, that's not possible. But in this case, where it was possible, thank you for doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with the stuff that just screens.
Yeah.
Just put it on the screen.
Nostalgic.
Put the old Star Tours in there every now and then.
Yeah, exactly.
Now,
they couldn't.
Well, they'd have to replace a whole robot, I guess.
Yeah.
That sounds tough, maybe.
Yeah, a little harder.
A little harder.
Okay, so you said the fireworks show because you're so happy. Yeah, this is a personal thing for you. Yeah, so I totally get it.
I was a big fan of Happily Ever After, so having it back was cool for me.
I have something that is on the same. It's in the same something. We're getting something new.
Mm-hmm.
But then also maybe a bit controversial. I am grateful for the Haunted Mansion movie that came out this year and the fact that we're getting the Hatbox Ghost. Now, I realize that a lot of people had really, really high expectations for that Haunted Mansion movie, and some people didn't love it that much, but I did. I loved it, and
awesome.
It topped my expectations. No, it met my expectations, and it topped the Eddie Murphy version.
Right. I think I definitely agree that it was a better... I enjoyed this more than I enjoyed the Eddie Murphy one.
Okay.
So that is definitely a win. It didn't make my list just because it wasn't my personal favorite movie, but everything isn't for me. And I think a lot of families really liked the Haunted Mansion movie, and I think that's a win for the Disney company,
Yeah.
And I also really considered putting the Hatbox Ghost on here. The only reason I didn't put it on here was because it's not here yet.
Yeah.
But just the idea, the announcement that they are adding to the Haunted Mansion without taking anything away.
Right.
I think it's smart. I think it's a win. I think people wonder why we don't have a Hatbox Ghost. So I think it's par for the course. He's one of the most recognizable ghosts in the whole Haunted Mansion, and we've never had him on this coast.
Yeah.
So I think it's about time, if anything.
Yeah. All right, your turn?
Yeah, I'll take a turn. Something that I guess we touched on this a little bit, but the return of the Walt Disney World Railroad is on my list. We got to experience this. The day after I got married, I got to experience this. And I had forgotten how charming of an experience it is with the onboard narration, sometimes done by Disney characters, sometimes done by an announcer.
Yeah.
Getting to travel through the under construction Tiana's Bayou adventure is a pretty cool thing.
Yeah.
All of that in combination, I think, also with it being such a serene, relaxing experience to get around the park, I just had forgotten how much I cared for the railroad, and I'm deeply glad it's back. And
having the background noise.
Yeah.
I just think it's such an iconic noise to be hearing in the background of your Magic Kingdom day.
One of those locomotive whistles is from the Admiral Joe Fowler, the ship that they dropped. Listen to our Liberty Square episode where we talked about that, and we also did an episode where we talked about the history of the railroad. And now that we've learned a little bit more about that and stuff, it just makes my heart all the more full.
Yes.
That it's back because there's such legacy to those attractions.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, the railroad coming back was huge. I mean, we have gone on it, but even
Yeah.
if I don't go on it, I just like it being there.
Yeah, it adds movement, it adds sound. It's
Yes.
like something you don't encounter in your everyday life as well, an old school steam engine.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cool thing to really get you in the Disney mindset, I think.
Yeah. I don't know if I could even start to list all that I should, but I do want to mention that I found this past year, and I'm grateful for a few new favorite Disney restaurants.
Oh, I can't wait to hear your list of newfound favorite Disney restaurants.
So, Topolino's, of course,
Of
makes my
course.
list both for their amazing, amazing character breakfast, and then also for dinner, which is not a super sought after reservation. But when we went to celebrate Jake's wedding, and it was so phenomenally good
I could
for
cry.
like for a nice, not not character themed, but nice
Right.
sit down restaurant that I was blown away. I
Yeah.
was like, how is this restaurant not like fully booked?
Topolino's. My love affair with, first of all, the Riviera
Riviera.
Resort, which I think is, the Riviera Resort online really has its detractors. I've seen a lot of people saying that it's an example of modern Disney lack of elaborate theming and
Oh,
it's kind of jammed together, but I disagree. I think it's got charm and nuance, and I think that it's, first of all, I love that it has specially created, specially commissioned artwork all over it. I think that's a beautiful thing.
it reminds me of the Grand Floridian in a way.
It does, and it's like simple elegance.
Simple elegance that is not based on a character. I mean,
Right.
you've got to go to a value resort for like the big characters if that's your thing. But
Right.
this is different. This
I
isn't meant to be that.
I think people are trying to compare it to like the Polynesian because everybody loves the Polynesian, you know how it is. But I think it's a little bit more like the contemporary, where it's like,
Yeah.
or the Grand Floridian. I think that's a really apt comparison, where it's kind of just like a simple, streamlined take on like an elegant resort experience with some splashes of color and theme from from the different settings. I think it makes a really like relaxing, enjoyable experience, and I've
Mm-hmm.
come to enjoy it. But the crown jewel is right at the top,
Oh
Topolino's.
my gosh.
I think that restaurant
We
being
haven't
up
had
there,
anything that we didn't love, I don't think.
no, all good news from up there.
Yeah, and that character breakfast, amazing. The characters are dressed in these really cute outfits. The sour cream waffles are like one of the best breakfast entrees I've ever had in my life.
Stop! I'm so
I
hungry.
know.
You cannot
Okay.
do this.
All right, I'm gonna
No,
stop.
no, it's fine. I was gonna say I think they have amazing food at the breakfast.
Yeah.
Amazing food and amazing character, costumes, interactions, all that. It's really the full package up there.
Yeah. And then another one that I found this past year, just recently for my birthday in September, was the flying fish. Now that's at the boardwalk. It's something that I had put off for years.
We
Like,
talked about trying this
yeah,
forever.
yeah. I love seafood, so it's
Mhm.
right up my alley, but it's expensive and it's
Mhm.
not Mickey themed. So it's not something that we just kept deciding on something else.
We have seafood restaurants here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when I tried it, I was really, the food was amazing. The service was amazing. The dining room is gorgeous. Again, this isn't, Mickey's not there. You know what I mean? So
Right.
this is more of like a date night type restaurant, sophisticated,
Which lends
expensive.
itself to the boardwalk.
Yes.
I think the boardwalk needs those kind of restaurants. I think it's a great location for what the Flying Fish is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it was just really good. I was really, really impressed.
I'm so glad that you had an experience that like lived up to what you were hoping for, because as people who are at the boardwalk constantly,
Yeah.
we've paid attention, you know what I mean, to the restaurants and to the shops and stuff in there. So we feel a certain attachment to hoping
Yeah.
everything is a good quality experience. So I'm sure you were glad to find out that
Yeah.
it wasn't some piece of trash in the middle of the boardwalk.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's nice that we're finding new things that we love about the boardwalk. I think that it's a great area to hang out in before or after you go to EPCOT. So we really enjoy just hanging out there. Jake and I will do some work there sometimes.
Yeah. It's our happy place.
Yeah, so it's just a cool place to walk around. Everything around you is just beautiful and
it's on the water, and
yes.
it's breezy,
and last time that we went, we got ice cream from the place on the boardwalk, and I was like, I'm doing this like every time. It's so good.
That was a really good experience.
Yeah.
It was just
right.
Yeah.
You know, it's like ice cream on the boardwalk.
It feels classic.
Yeah.
And it's also such a nice, like, I would say, like, a wholesome family activity to end your night that's not as stressful as being in a theme park.
Right.
It's cool. It's nice to cap your Disney night off with something a little bit less crowded, a little bit more low-key, I think. And I think the boardwalk serves that purpose really nicely as well.
Yeah. The first restaurant that I ever tried on the boardwalk was not a hit for me. So
is that the one where you got beer cheese soup?
Yep. Yeah, and I love beer cheese soup. God,
what is
so
the name
good.
of that
It's
restaurant?
Big River Grill,
right.
I believe is
that is what it is. We've looked this up like 5 times.
Yeah, yeah. And I've tried it twice, so it wasn't just once.
I hardly walk to that end of the boardwalk anyway, to be honest.
Oh yeah,
Where
you don't go down there to get donuts?
No, I go there to the Atlantic City Dance Club and I dance the night away.
I'm kidding about the donuts. It's a club, you guys. Jelly rolls.
That's right, jelly rolls. No, I knew what you were talking about, but I combined those two things, Atlantic City Dance Club and jelly rolls, in my head because they're both kind of, I guess, more aimed toward like adults. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, now that there's no Pleasure Island, that's all there is.
That's what there is.
Right? Either dueling pianos or classic old dance hall.
So those restaurants I just mentioned are the ones that this past year I have found to be like they've really blown me away. Are there any that you can think of?
This was my first time. We recently tried. I think we might do at some point a review for this. But sorry guys. Nana. We recently. I had never tried Yak and Yeti at Animal Kingdom, which is probably surprising to people maybe because it's a fan favorite.
Because I've been trying to convince him to go for years because it's one of my favorites.
And
you guys tried the ahi nachos.
I did, and honestly, they were so much better than I ever even could have
and he's not even a huge seafood fan, so
right. I'm a little seafood fan.
Little.
No, I'm just kidding. I was really I was surprised by the quality of everything I ate. I also got chicken tikka masala.
Yeah.
And the sauce, everything was just it was like perfectly prepared.
Oh my gosh, so good.
The ambiance in there is so detailed, but like inviting and chill.
And a little bit more reasonable than other, you know what I mean? We've gotten used to, and not necessarily a good way, spending like $60 a person on food.
Yeah, and that is when the heat is on. We're like, this better blow my mind.
Yeah, and Yak and Yeti it's not that much. The things that we love off that menu are all like small plates and appetizers.
Right.
So we'll get a bunch for the table, and then broken down per person. It doesn't cost as much, and we're trying a bunch of amazing food. It's so good.
That is what I'm going to do next time. I did get an entree, and I really did like my entree. But with all the different flavors and stuff going on, I really do just want to try one of everything.
Oh man, so good.
And I did get to, because we all share our food when we eat together.
We do.
It's a very communal dining experience. It's very cute.
Yeah.
But getting to sample all the different small plates is like a really nice way to go. And I'm definitely getting the nachos again. Anytime I feel like I'm in Animal Kingdom, I'm going to want the nachos.
Yeah.
Look what you've done to me.
Look what I've done. It'll be okay.
We'll get through this together.
I really think this is the best restaurant in Animal Kingdom.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah.
I can't wait to go back.
And surprising because it's Landry's, and I am not a fan of Rainforest Cafe.
It's a whole different story.
Oh my gosh, so different.
You can tell, I think, that whoever is in charge of, whoever is the restaurant manager and whoever is the head chef are both invested in the restaurant.
And this is the only one. It's not like Rainforest Cafe. There's like a ton of them.
It's a chain.
Yeah, but anyway, so good, so good.
Delicious.
That was a really good one to mention.
And it's set in a hotel. Like, it's so Disney.
Oh yeah, if you go there, you've got to not just think. You've got to really look into the details of the decor, because it has a backstory. Like all of Disney, there's a backstory. It's not just, oh, this is decorated to look like it fits into this area.
Right.
There's a whole backstory about it having been a hotel and
where you are and why you're eating there.
Like an Imagineer did it. Maybe they did. I don't know how this works.
Surely, but we love that kind of.
Love it. Yeah, I eat that stuff.
Thought, detail, especially when the story that the restaurant is telling matches up with the cuisine so beautifully.
Yeah.
It, like, I don't know. That really, really is a fulfilling experience to me. So Yak and Yeti is like top of my list for things I'm grateful for. Loved it.
Yep. I put that I'm grateful for a lot of the menus making positive changes in Disney World. I do think there are some places that still need improvement, like the
Get them.
yeah, like the snack stuff at the parties.
Yeah.
Like the Halloween party. This is year 2 on I've spent a ton of money on Halloween themed like snack food that was not good.
We're not doing it anymore.
I'm not doing it anymore.
It's over.
I'm just gonna get there early and go to Skipper Canteen, which has a great menu.
Yeah.
And then not eat these themed, very cool looking
right
things.
Instagrammable.
Yeah.
Beautiful creations. Good. Yeah, that was the reality when I tried them.
But a lot of the menus at restaurants that we've gone to that like for example, this past year, sometime in the last 12 months, I went to Cinderella's Royal Table for breakfast, and I had been there before, long time ago, but the menu now is elevated in a wonderful, amazing, beautiful way.
I'm so glad to hear that.
Yeah.
It's what we were talking about with It's Tough to Be a Bug. It can't be bad in there.
Yeah. My God, exactly. You're in the castle.
It has to be good.
It can't just be that you get to eat with Cinderella. The food also has to blow me away. And now it does. But I only went for breakfast. I haven't been for dinner yet.
Right. The princesses come out for breakfast, don't they?
Yes.
Have they gone back to, I heard that during COVID, they had a hard time after COVID getting the princess situation right in there. There were only a couple princesses at a time. They didn't ever come around to the guest tables to meet and greet them. They only came out, waved, and then kind of went back, which a lot of people didn't like.
Yeah.
Is it still like that, or is it?
I do think it was like that still.
Yeah, that's weird.
But I think that we went last Christmas.
So maybe
it's been a while. And also, since I no longer have any young children, my child is a teenager, almost adult. I don't pay that as much attention.
Yeah, it's not crucial to us anymore.
But no, you're right. I think it was a situation where
like
they didn't
photo op.
The same thing happened at Be Our Guest, remember?
Yes. I don't like that.
I don't like it either.
The beast just comes out and
it's just him.
Yeah, I do feel like it's like a trick, it's like the virtual queue thing again. They have lured us into a sense of security that the characters are going to come take a picture with you. Mm-hmm. So if they don't come take a picture with me, I'm like, then why are you even here?
Yeah.
What is this part-time gig that you're doing?
Yeah, surprising.
Brief celebrity appearance.
Yeah, especially for the cost on those two. Those two are two of the most, those are the most expensive restaurants in Magic Kingdom.
And highly themed, highly
sought after.
Yeah, really competitive. So I hope that updates. But I'm glad to hear that they've updated the menu. I definitely have heard a lot of complaints about the food in the past.
Yeah.
So it's nice to hear something positive about a Disney restaurant that maybe has gotten a little bit of a bad rap, because you root for them.
At some point, you and I should try it for dinner and see. You know what I mean?
I have not been up there since I was a small child.
I haven't had dinner there since I was a child as well. So
I would be happy. That sounds great.
Yeah. But yeah, I do think they're making improvements.
Can I talk about something a little more logistical?
Absolutely.
I'm so glad free parking is back at the resort.
Oh, yes.
I could not be more grateful.
You know what? That was insulting.
I didn't even know I had to be worried about it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, it is insulting.
Yeah.
I felt like I was taken advantage of for a minute there with the being surprise charged for stuff. That was very strange.
And it was crazy expensive. It wasn't
it was unreasonable.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the fact that has gone, it turns out a lot of the stuff on my list, this is actually a really heartening experience for me, because a lot of the stuff on my list is stuff that I'm realizing. I'm just glad that they realized that what they were doing was bad. They could have kept it the same way, but they changed it.
Yeah.
They changed it back to how it should be.
Right.
And I'm just going to say the next thing on my list is bringing the parking trams back. I'm grateful for that. That kind of stuff.
Are they all back?
I think they're all back now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've heard this story before.
I think what was the one that they're not back at? Because we wrote it in Animal Kingdom. And
they're not at EPCOT. They're not. So Epcot and Hollywood Studios, not last time I went, but last time I looked into the tram situation, those are the two holdouts.
Okay.
We got Magic Kingdom back first, but that took way too long. Then we got Animal Kingdom back.
Okay, gotcha.
So Epcot and Hollywood Studios, as of, I think, September, we're still not.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe I'm not so grateful for that.
No.
It's not all the way back.
Last time we talked about this in October, you said that you heard that they were actually coming back.
Right.
Because it's something that I always mention because it just irks me.
They came back on September 20th. To Hollywood Studios.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what about Epcot?
Work it out.
Okay. It irks me, even though a lot of the times I'm good. I want to walk, like I'm there to get some exercise. We don't do open to close days, but it irks me because I know I'm the minority in that situation.
Yeah.
People that have little kids or mobility issues or elderly or even just a regular person that doesn't have little kids or that did open to close, please, you need to sit down on your way to and from your car. You know what I mean? Like,
it's, especially if you're parked on the way back. You know what I mean?
This is not magic. You know what I mean? It's not magic to have to walk through a parking lot. So yeah, let's do the tram.
So I'm happy to report that recently, September 21st, Epcot and Hollywood Studios do have fully operational trams again.
Okay.
So, hey, it's about time.
Yeah.
But I'm grateful they're back.
Yeah.
I guess I'm a little mad that they were gone for so long, but I'm grateful that at least that period of time is over and that now guests can once again rely on what they've been relying on since 1971, which is the trams working.
Yeah. It irritated me in the way that the Ticket and Transportation Center being kind of left to not be amazing irritates me in that, like, I take a lot, even though I'm not employed by Disney, I have a lot of pride in like showing people Disney.
Yeah.
And I don't want this to be their first experience.
Yeah.
Is having to walk through a parking lot when it feels 100 degrees and you're walking like a literal mile to get up to the front, or going to the Ticket and Transportation Center and visiting the grossest bathrooms in all of the parks. Those things irritate me. I am also very grateful if we're making some positive changes to get away from that.
Yeah.
Because I'd love for people's first impression to have them experience what we love about Disney.
Yeah, I've always thought of the Ticket and Transportation Center as like a weird little bus station.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like. So
it's like gas station bathrooms. Like they're I just don't get it.
And so old.
Yeah.
Everything over there. I think that they completely feel like they can just leave it be and let it be the situation because it doesn't make them any money because you're not in the Magic Kingdom yet.
But that doesn't seem to be the way they think generally. I mean, I'm surprised. I'm surprised.
Yeah, I could hope for that getting some updates, but yeah. Is there anything else that you're on your list here?
Yeah. What do you have?
Sure.
How many?
I think I have one left because I just did two.
Okay, do you want me to go?
Oh, I have two left.
Okay, you can go.
Okay. I recently saw that Imagineers, where they were doing tests to introduce some free roaming small droid animatronics into Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. And that's another thing that was originally announced to be part of the land
years ago. Yeah,
was budget cut. But it coming back in some way is cool. They could have chosen not to do it at all, so I'm very grateful for it because I think that land needs moving parts a little bit more, like some things in motion to make the land more visually interesting, captivating. So I think the droids are cool. I'm glad that they're doing that.
What's your last thing? I just want to make sure I don't step on it real quick.
This one.
Okay. So you didn't mention this and I didn't mention this, but it's definitely worth mentioning because I bet we both feel super grateful for this, is that the announcement that they're putting a ton of money into the parks.
Oh.
It's stuff like that.
Totally.
It's stuff like the trams running. It's stuff like the droids. It might be stuff like them keeping ticket and transportation nicer. It's going to be like updated rides, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The fact that they're really going to like put money into it, amazing.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't just go into new experiences, which are important.
Yeah.
But I hope some of that investment goes into operations as well.
Yeah.
And we can get into, you know, the cast member situation of it all at some point, but in terms of like what they're paid and stuff. But the fact that they're invested in the park, in the guest experience and all, is a good thing, I think, overall. That they're at least going to put money into hopefully making sure that some of the things that are standing but not operating, like Wonders of Life and stuff like that, I have some hope that they'll do something with something.
Yeah, right. And things like fixing something when it breaks.
Yeah.
Would be wonderful.
Which, like, unfortunately, some of the attractions that they, you know, kind of have committed to replace, they just kind of leave them to die. Like Dinosaur is being left to die right now. It's kind of disheartening. Some of the animatronics don't work. It's really
But it's been like that for a long time, before we even had any idea that it was going away.
Right, which is my problem. You know what I mean? That they're just kind of Splash Mountain was like that for years before they kind of got rid of it, where a bunch of the figures and the scenes didn't work.
But then ones we know aren't going anywhere, like Nemo and Little Mermaid, have like kind of a constant problem.
Right.
That bums me out.
So that's where I hope this budget is going.
Yeah.
That would be really cool.
In addition to new experiences and stuff.
Yeah,
like
they're always gonna try to keep it interesting with new experiences, and I'm glad that they're investing in those, and I hope that operations get some of the money as well.
Yeah. My last one, I'm gonna kind of lump a few things together.
I love lumps.
Is that I am grateful that they added a new Christmas party. I hope next year they add another Halloween party, but we can imagine that at some other time.
I'd like, that should be an episode.
Yeah.
Where we imagine some parties.
Yeah. I'm so psyched, and it's not something I had even considered to imagine, that they would add another Christmas party.
Same.
Yeah, but they're adding one to Hollywood Studios.
Perfect park.
Yep. I'm going to experience it on day 1, the first night it opens, and I will be reporting back to you guys on our YouTube channel.
I can't wait for that episode.
And I'm really excited that they're doing that. I'm very grateful that Christmas is coming, that Disney Christmas is on the way. The new merch was released not too long ago. I'm going to put some pictures on our Instagram, so by the time this episode comes out, you'll see them.
Some of the new Christmas merch is really cute.
Amazing, which is really awesome, because I was not blown away by the new Halloween merch this year.
Me neither.
Yeah, but the new Christmas stuff is great.
Yeah, I love the colors that they're using.
Yeah, I already bought a Spirit jersey, which isn't even something that I generally wear.
Not really, no.
It doesn't make, I don't think it makes a lot of sense for somebody that lives in Florida to have a Spirit.
But you do always run Kohl's.
I do.
So,
but then when I'm wearing a jacket, I want something like soft, and those don't really fit that bill either. But it was so cute that it didn't matter.
You had to.
I had to.
Well, maybe put a picture of it on the
Instagram
post.
For sure.
That's awesome. I have a couple Spirit jerseys. I do rarely wear them for the reasons that you're describing.
Yep.
However, it is the perfect month because we will get a few days.
That's how I justified it in my head.
Yeah, if you're going to do it at some time.
If I'm going to have a Spirit jersey, it's got to be Christmas.
Right.
Because at least then it'll be cooler.
These are the few months of the year where we might actually get to wear it for one day.
Yes, exactly.
Right. So I'm looking forward to those days. Was that your last thing?
Yeah, Christmas. Yeah. I mean, are you surprised?
It's a great segue, if anything, because here it comes. We're really we're in the holiday season now.
Yeah, and that's how. I mean, yeah, exactly. Thanksgiving is kind of part of the Christmas season to me, because it's part of the Christmas season to Disney World, and
right.
Yeah.
On the Disney timeline, it's already Christmas.
Right.
So it is what it is.
Yeah.
The last one I have on here is that park reservations are slowly but surely ending, which is not as magical as Christmas. Probably should have ended on yours.
Oh, sorry.
No,
I wonder if that is going to affect or eliminate virtual queue.
Oh, I hadn't thought about the two interacting.
I have to have a park reservation to EPCOT to get a virtual queue to Guardians.
Mm-hmm.
So
and Moana.
and Moana.
Oh, that's not
No.
virtual queue. Sorry,
well, it was a pass holder preview.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. But yeah, Guardians, you do need a park reservation, don't you? Is that true
and
for
Tron? Yeah.
Hmm.
So something's gonna
I
change.
see why they're okay. That must be why they're like killing it so slowly.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
Because they might have to kill virtual queue at the same time.
I hope not.
They could.
They could.
But they could make it so like they used to with Rise, where you don't have to have a park reservation, but you have to be in the park to virtual queue.
I wouldn't mind that. I don't.
I wouldn't mind it either, but we'll never get it.
It would make it annoying.
You and I will never get it. Yep. Yeah, because you've got to rope drop.
Although I have once in my life gotten whatever the second window is, 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock.
Yeah, I have gotten. I think we got on.
We've gotten
Tron or something.
Yeah, I've gotten something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So hey, maybe there is hope.
I haven't gotten on Tron at 1 o'clock.
I think I did with Tyler.
We keep saying we'd love to do Tron at night, but then it's like, how do you even make that happen? Because you get your virtual queue at 7 a.m. and you get what you get.
You don't make it happen.
You don't make it happen. It happens
to you.
Yeah.
Just like this podcast.
This is going to change. This is going to change, though. And if they do that, then yeah, we might get the 1 o'clock.
Yeah, hopefully. We might stick around. Yeah. That would be good. I hope they just hold on to virtual queue as long as
I do too. And if they need to change it in that way, then I guess that would make sense. But
for now, we're grateful for it. And we're grateful to you for listening to this episode all the way through. And we'd be even more grateful if you liked this video, if you're watching on YouTube, and if you're on a podcasting platform.
Leave us a review.
Yeah, we would love it if you left us a review letting us know that you enjoyed the show. That would be awesome.
Yeah, or you can find us on Instagram, and you can send us a message on Instagram. We're Neverland Navco, at Neverland Navco.
Morgan will be posting some Christmas merch over there that you can take a look at.
Yeah. Or depending on when this comes out, I might have already posted it.
Right.
I might have to go back.
You know, time. Yeah. And then you can follow us on TikTok at Neverland Navco as well. And there we do like Disney history videos. There's some dining stuff on there. A bunch of short form content. And also the Etsy shop. That if you're doing a holiday trip to the parks and you want to get matching Halloween Disney shirts and you have a specific idea. Oh, what did I not? Did I not say?
You said Halloween.
Oh, I said Halloween.
We're in a weird mix of holidays now.
I think we're jumping back.
Yeah.
If you want matching holiday Disney park shirts.
Thanksgiving, Christmas, whatever you can dream.
Yeah.
You can
the Neverland Navigation Etsy shop is the place for you.
Yeah.
High quality prints over there, custom designs if you want them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, I'm also super grateful to my co-host Morgan for a great episode, for a fun podcast.
I'm grateful for you.
Aww. And on that note, until our next Thanksgiving, we'll see you. Just kidding, not until next week. We'll see you on our next adventure. Bye.
Bye.